3D Movie Cinema, the only show that's 3 dimensions away from Halloween 6 never existing. I'm your host, 3D Jake, and today we're looking at our final review for the Halloween season, Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, or as I like to say, Halloween 6, The Franchise Killer. Halloween 6 is directed by Joe Chappelle, who also directed reshoots for the Hellraiser, basically redirected the bad Hellraiser movie, Hellraiser Bloodline. And also, this movie is written by Daniel Ferrerens. And I just want to say thank you so much, by the way. Thank you so much for watching all my videos, doing all this. It really means a lot to me. And I'm not going to wear this mask the whole time because this is muffling my voice. So I will say, thank you so much. Thank you. It really means a lot to me that you're all, doing this. And I'm just so grateful and everything that you all leaving me positive feedback. And even the, constructive criticisms. I appreciate that too. And I just want to say thank you. And look, this movie's terrible, okay? I do not like this movie. This is my least favorite Halloween film. I would rather watch Halloween Ends, or I watch Halloween 3, or Halloween Resurrections, or any Halloween movie other than this, okay? I just think this is a terrible Halloween film, and I do not like it. But because I've already reviewed the first 5, I have to review this one. I've been holding it off for years to review this piece of shit. So, here it comes, okay? Halloween 6, of course, is directed by Joe Chappelle and is written by Daniel Ferrerens and stars Donald Pleasence in his final acting role, unfortunately, Paul Rudd in his first acting role, unfortunately, Marianne Harrigan, who in her movie that probably killed her career, unfortunately, and Mitchell Ryan, who, if you wouldn't have done Liar Liar, probably would have killed his career, unfortunately. The movie is essentially a sequel to Halloween 5, which Halloween 5 had issues with it too, yes. Halloween Issues has problems. But, I'd rather watch Halloween 5, because at least Halloween 5 has moments I like in it. Yeah, it has a lot of problems, with the little girl being, basically comatose state, she can't speak or nothing. And it had, some goofy cops in the movie. But it had a fun time. The opening was awesome. The ending was cool. And, it had a cool death scene that was set up for Dr. Loomis, and then they just retconned it for this movie, and it really makes me pissed off, because that ending was so cool. I'm like, okay, Dr. Loomis dies killing Michael Myers. That literally, he's saying die, die, and then he just dies, has a heart attack and dies. That to me was a perfect ending. And then they just resurrect and bring him back. And I remember when I was a kid, I had not seen this movie, and I usually every Halloween we go to this pumpkin patch at the church, and me and my family would always go there, and so I would beg her, trying to hurry up my family, because I'm like, Halloween 6 comes on, I really want to watch it. I've seen Halloween 1 through 5, because AMC would always play on AMC would always do a Halloween movie marathon, and they didn't have the rights to certain movies, so they'd play Halloween 1, Halloween 3, and Halloween 4 and 5, and then that's it, and then they'd go to Halloween H2O or Halloween Resurrections, and then FX had one Halloween movie, and other channels had other Halloween movies. Now, AMC has all the Halloween movies, and so we would sit there and watch. And so they never had Halloween 6, though. And so I'm like, Mom, Halloween 6 comes on. I really want to watch it. So we hurried up. Last 5 minutes of Halloween 5, and I was so excited. I was like, yeah, I get to see, the 6th entry. Man, I was disappointed. They kill off... First off, they kill off Danielle Harris's character. They age her up, and then they kill off... And it's implied that Michael might have been her, raped her, and then, had a baby with her, and it's Michael's baby, and it just, really is weird, and I'm like, and they have a cult that turns out that everything Michael Myers is about, everything Michael Myers is, it turns out is just a messed up, thing. Okay, all this is because he's a part of, they choose a cult boy, and basically, every bad thing he does is because of the Cult of Thorn, and it just made me so angry, because it's basically almost, I know a lot of people shit on Rob Zombie's remake, but I would say Rob Zombie did a much better idea than this, at least because a lot of people hated that. Okay, what made Michael Myers snap? No one ever knows. Well, this kind of did the same thing, where it's why would you try to make it where, okay, Michael Myers was a chosen boy from a cult? It just made no sense. And Michael Myers is so cool because nobody knows why he is the way he is. Why does Michael Myers kills? Nobody knows. And the fact is that they try to explain it with a cult, and it just made me mad, because it's look, this is a great movie. No, I'm going to rephrase that. I am so sorry for saying that. This is a great character, and then a great franchise, and then they got to go and ruin it with a cult. It's so dumb. I always say, I think cults in movies are stupid because they always ruin the movie. The idea of a cult is basically, it almost feels like I just recently saw it in the Jeepers Creepers movie, and that made me angry because it's like it feels like when they don't have any ideas, they just say, "Okay, he's in a cult now," and it just kind of irks me because it's like that just shows that you don't have any creativity. Because like, why would you put him in a cult? You know? And I mean, Michael Myers. Michael Myers is a great idea. Okay, I love the idea of Michael Myers. Okay, I love it. Michael Myers is a cool character. I just think that Michael Myers being in a cult is not a well idea thought out. Because I'm a huge Halloween fan. Okay, I love all the Halloween movies. I do. But I just do not like this movie. I do not like it. I think it's a terrible film. I honestly, every time I have to watch it, I just like freaking just roll my eyes. And I watched it tonight just so I could review this movie. And I hated watching it so much. I was just like, and you know, when it first started out, I'm like, okay, well, the kill was pretty cool at the beginning. I'm like, maybe I overjudged it because it's been a while since I watched this movie. Because usually when I rewatch every Halloween, I always skip this movie because if it's on, I'll just skip it. I won't even watch it. I'll just go watch something else because I just hate this movie so much. So this year I sat down, I popped it in my Blu-ray player because I have the whole Halloween box set, and I sat down. I'm like, I'm gonna watch it, and I watched it. And the first 10 minutes, I'm like, you know what? Even though the cult stuff was stupid, I was like, because I was rolling my eyes, and then I got to like, okay, where Jamie's trying to escape. I'm like, all right, you know what? And by the way, I watched the theatrical cut. I hate the producer's cut. Like, I know the producer's cut I thought would have made it better. I watch it, and I'm like, it's even more cultish, and it makes it more like, at least the theatrical, I feel like they've tried to make it better. Like, it felt like, okay, let's try to get rid of the cultish shit and everything and try to make it less about a cult. Because in the movie, the producer's cut, kind of implied Michael impregnated, Jamie, and it just really messed up. Well, in the theatrical cut, it's left it more ambiguous. And so I really think that and also the theatrical cut, which is weird for this because in the theatrical cut, the kills are more gruesome than in the producer's cut. Also, the producer's cut, they add the Halloween movie, while in the theatrical cut, they don't really have the Halloween music that much, which is weird. And also, I think the Weinsteins, this is the first movie they got inherited. And I will say, they did not really do nothing to this movie. I mean, if anything, I think they would absolutely say the Weinsteins are not at fault for this movie being bad. I would say it's the producer, Mustafa Arkard, because he was the one that kind of said, you know what, we should do a cult storyline next. And everything. The Weinstein just kind of inherited this movie, and they were like, oh, this is terrible. And then they were like, they saw the producer's cut, said, this is terrible. So they tried to make it as Michael Myers as possible. And it was still terrible. And so this is basically the producer's cut. The director's cut is the theatrical cut is the best, shittiest movie we have that's not as terrible. And I will say, it is terrible. It is a very terrible movie. I mean, there's two cuts. Some people say the producer's cut's at least more enjoyable. Both movies are terrible. Also, there is, in both cuts, there is a subplot. So, for instance, when Paul Rudd who creepily stares, at the window and just stares. Paul Rudd, by the way, is so creepy in this movie. I actually was laughing when they thought about bringing him back for Halloween Kills. Because I'm like, his role was freaking creepy, and I don't think he would. I think he would have played the same way. I like that they brought in the guy from Weird Science, Anthony Michael Hall, because I'm like, at least that he brought a different way to it than Paul Rudd would have. And I think Paul Rudd this way just plays it creepy. Like, he's just staring there with a creepy eye. Like, I think that was just so creepy and stupid. And I'm like, why play it that way? I mean, this just makes no sense. And he just sits there and creeps and stalks this girl and watches her undress, and he's just like the most creepiest guy ever. And then yet he's our lead hero? Are you serious? Imagine if it's a guy, imagine if, you have this guy who is a murderer, and then you have to, and this guy killed somebody, and then we're following him, and then we have to make him the hero? I mean, obviously nowadays they would not make Paul Rudd the lead character if his character was like that in real life. I mean, if his character was like that in the movie, because they would not do that, because they said that's too messed up. And I think that really just irked me, because Paul Rudd's such a good actor, which if you would not have seen him in later in Friends and and all the Judd Apatow films and Ant-Man, you would not have known that he was a good actor, because he is pretty bad in this movie. And also, Donald Pleasant, this is his final role, and he had to do this last crappy movie. I wish he would have turned it down, because this was a terrible movie. I mean, they don't really need him either. He's only in 3 or 4 scenes, and he had wrapped the movie he had wrapped the movie. He was done. In fact, he actually has more scenes in the producer's cut. But like he had wrapped, and then the movie was so bad that they had to, and like the movie was so bad they were trying to reshoot it, but he passed away, so they just reworked his scenes and then cut him out some, and then they changed the ending. They changed the ending a little bit, and I will say the movie, the theatrical, I enjoy more out of the two. I mean, it's really like asking which one do you enjoy more, a bucket of piss or a bucket of shit. I'd rather have the bucket of piss because at least the bucket of piss is a bucket of piss and not a bucket of shit. Easier to clean off. I mean, I'm just saying, yeah, I'd rather watch the theatrical cut because at least then the kills are better. I mean, there are a few things. I know I'm just ranting about this movie, but there are a couple things I do like. I like the mask. I thought the mask was really cool. I thought, it looked really cool and evil. Like, the last two masks in Halloween 4 and 5 just did not look good. I always feel like 6 had a good mask, and that was probably the only thing good about it. And it was a cool kill scene where, like, the mom in the movie is just running through, like, like, they're telling her to get out of the house, and then she runs through, like, the sheets, and then all of a sudden Michael's sitting there waiting, and then he takes his axe and chops her head off. That I thought was really cool. Chops her throat, cuts her throat. And, like, it was really cool. I thought that was really well done. That was a cool scene. I also thought the poster worked really well. I like the poster of this movie. And also, I've seen a couple of shirts that always use that as the marketing, and I always think that's a great looking poster. Even though I don't like that movie, I actually could see myself owning the poster, but I do not like the movie. I mean, the poster looks cool, the mask looks cool, and I also really like the idea. I also like there's a cool scene where the dad is a piece of shit and treating his daughter like shit because she got pregnant and has a kid and everything. And so when the dad gets what's coming to him at the end, that was pretty cool. And I also like that there's a scene where like blood is dripping on this kid, and there's a dead guy in the tree. That I thought was also really cool. And those are some cool kills. They have some cool kills in this movie. I will say I thought that was really cool. It has some great kills in the movie. Now as for and I also like when Michael Myers goes in there and just starts killing all the doctors in the movie that are part of the cult. He starts killing them all off. I thought that was really cool too, and everything. And I also like at the end when Michael, they just bash Michael's face in with the thing, and his eyes are green. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, those are some cool things I like about the movie. And everything else is just awful. By the way, yeah, there have been the theatrical cut. Yeah, that's the theatrical cut I'm describing. And then the producer's cut, they basically go there, and Paul Rudd dresses up like one of the cult members, and they're in an underground cave. And then Michael is basically sitting there as they're the kid's gonna have his first kill, and he's gonna become like Michael Myers. And then of course they rescue. They put some like beads down where Michael can't leave, and then Dr. ridicules him. And then all of a sudden, Dr. Loomis shows up, and the doctor is literally like in Michael Myers' outfit, and Michael Myers just leaves dressed like the Man in Black. And it was really, and then Dr. Loomis has the Cult of Thorns symbol on him and starts screaming, and it was really dumb. But compared to the theatrical cut, which I thought was much better, and so, but he just kills everyone. It's like, I don't be controlled. I'm just a killer. I thought that was much better in a sense, and also there's some big plot issues in this movie. Like, one is like the guy just randomly gets in a van, which even though it says like in the producer's cut, it's like the mental hospital van he just gets in. That's why Michael's in that van. Why would he just get in the van? He wouldn't look at the van. I mean, really, seriously. I mean, like, also, like, why would they, why would they literally not, like, when he had his people in the van? It just makes no sense why he would just get in the van randomly. I could look and see if what's car. I mean, yeah, I have gotten the wrong car before once. I will say that. So maybe I'll give the guy a little slack. I have gotten a car one time. My mom, and when I was a kid, with me and my mom, I got in the wrong car because the same van was parked right next to it. So I could see. I guess I'll give him that much. Because I did get in the wrong car, and I didn't realize for like 5 minutes until I looked around. I'm like, oh crap, I'm in the wrong van. Because I was on my mom's phone, and so I was like, all right, I'm in the wrong van. So yeah, I'll give him slack on that. But as for like, for instance, Michael Myers shows up, okay, and then of course he's walking next door, and she's seeing her friend get killed. Michael Myers walks after the store, which I thought was a cool walk scene. And then of course the cult is there, and then of course the doctor and I'm like, hey, are you okay? I got drugged. Didn't you get drugged? That was a stupid scene. I'm like, so they got drugged off screen. We didn't see it, and then just has stupid dialogue to remind the audience, oh, that's where they were. They got drugged. Okay, that was so stupid. I'm like, well, this is just stupid and dumb. Yeah, but yeah, other than that, I mean, this movie is dumb and it's really bad. I just don't like this movie. It's a terrible Halloween film. If I had to give this movie a grade, I would give it an F. Thank you so much for watching.